Hi, this is Lian and welcome to my vlog where I research the world of awareness and interviewing all kind of therapists, amazing therapists. And today I'm interviewing an international, amazing therapist. His name is Sambhavo and we're gonna talk about his workshops, about awareness and all kind of things. So join us. Hi Sambhavo.
Hi, Lian.
So can you talk a little bit about awareness and about your work with awareness?
Yes, awareness is a work where I support people to become aware. So I use all different kind of device and tools, and it starts for important needs for me just to know who am I and just to know what I'm doing in this life. So the awareness starts from a very, let's say, egoistic point to become aware of myself, and then. Because I'm also a clinical psychologist, then I become to support people into become aware. So the work I do is around helping people to become aware, to develop awareness.
Why do you think it's important to become aware?
Well, it's important with the fact that every one of us carry a deeper truth of what the people are inside themselves, and this truth is covered by many layers of beliefs, of wounds, of society way to be. Yeah, that maybe they're not in line what the person is in his life. So you can live your life according to your beliefs your family give you, to the beliefs society give you. Sometimes these beliefs are not the best. For example, if you've grown up into a family where they told you you're not good enough and you think about this belief, and then somehow you keep yourself and your life in a very restricted way, in a very narrow way, so you're not really make yourself go into some new situation because you think you're not good enough. So you may carry belief that you're not a beautiful man or a beautiful woman, and that's it keep your life a trap, where the awareness, understanding, and the what we know about people are really infinite inside themselves, and they carry all kind of possibility and potentiality. So when people start to become more aware of what they are, they also, you start to see that their beliefs start to fade away and start to access a more layer of energy and more layer of enthusiasm, more layer of love and more layer of joy. With this energy they can do many other things they cannot usually do in their life when they are restrained or trapped by their own beliefs.
What kind of tools do you know? I know there's many, but what kind of tools do you
Yes.
use to help people become more aware of these things?
Well, first of all, the majority of people, together with beliefs, they carry a lot of negative feelings. And so the very first step I do with people is to support them to free themselves from the negative feelings they have. Usually we have feelings to be hurt, we have feelings of anger, we have feelings to be upset or sad. So the very first step is to let people release in a way these kind of feelings, and then you can encounter different layers inside of the people, layers made by strong judgment they have against themselves, or strong beliefs they have regarding life or regarding themselves, regarding people. So then we move slowly to encounter these beliefs that somehow are like a prison for a person.
It sounds very scary though, to meet all these places, and I know you work a lot with traumas also.
Yes,
One
yes.
of the things that I was amazed every time that I was with you in
Yes.
the groups is how you contain and how
Yes.
you make this container actually for the
Yes.
group. So can you talk a little bit about this power of the group and what you do there?
Yes, the group in a way more powerful than the individual session, because somehow the energy of every person coming to free himself so it creates a strong intensity. So in a very short time, like 3 or 4 days, people can really do an amazing, powerful journey. And of course, is the ability and the capacity of a leader, of a therapist, to be able to contain people in that space. People, when I say contain, means that people need to open into their madness. So they have a hurt, they have a wounds, they have a crazy stuff inside. They need to let go, and in order to let go, they need to let go themselves. So, and you can let go only when you feel you are held by somebody that can feel you. So if a person come to a process and they feel, and this feeling you feel unconsciously, but you feel that the therapist walk what he talk, know what he's doing, and you feel unconsciously, then you trust to let go. So that's the container is needed in a process like this.
I participated in many workshops of Sambhavo, and I worked with him, and I saw you work with people, and when they go out of the workshop, it's like they're different people. Completely. And you go all around the world, you meet many people. How do you keep yourself safe?
Well, you asked me for disclosure, a little secret. Well, definitely, I every day meditate. I usually wake up very early in the morning, around 6 o'clock. First things I drink warm water with a little bit of lemon, so I bring my body in a very basic state. Then I do a little bit of physical activity, 10 minutes, and then I sit myself in a very silent posture, and I meditate and I watch, and I keep watching. This is a great, and I go to a source inside myself where it's not my head. Or my head can function, but I can be able to watch it. So, and then I go deep into this watching space that is not my space of the head, it's not thinking, it's something else, and it's a little bit like I'm not an enlightened person, so a little bit like I have a little bit of my mind activity, but a little bit my being activity. And more I stay there, more my being presence grow. That presence, that being is such a refresh for me. So basically this hour in the morning is a fresh space inside myself. But I can also, any other moment where I feel tired in the day, where I feel I may work too much with people, so I'm too much melt with their negative feelings, I found this resource just to move a little bit my body and then sit, close my eyes and sit and bring presence to my body. This really bring me to 0 point inside myself. And from this 0 point, energy come and refresh me. So I do use this as a tool, and once in a year I do a retreat for myself. So I go, I usually do a silence retreat. I used to do more, to do other groups. So I go to other therapists. Of course I don't say that my therapist, because you say to a therapist, you're a therapist, you get a little bit scared and feel watch. So I just go there, and I totally, completely go as a participant. So most of the time I learn new tools, but also I put myself in the position when I can receive what I give to people. So I always put myself in the shoes to be a participant, and it helped me to really, first of all, to get disidentified from my roles, also to do a little bit of work on myself, and to refresh. It's good to have a refresh of your identity or of your ideas or beliefs, to learn new tools. Lately in this time of my life, I do more silent retreat. I like to go in the middle of the desert by myself for 3-4 days, just by myself, nobody else, no iPhone, nothing, and just meditate in the desert and stay with myself. That's also go deeper in that refreshment.
Sounds so important.
It is very important. I think it's to know people who work with people have the highest rate of suicide. It makes sense because every therapist who work with people, it merge with the feelings, with the wounds, with the hurts, with the negative feelings. So in a way you absorb, and you need to be, you have to be open, you need to be transparent, so things pass through you. But if they get stuck in you, that can be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that you use a lot of meditations
Yes.
in your work,
Yes.
and actually active meditations.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that, and why is it important to learn
Yes.
this tool?
Because people cannot really learn meditation just be sitting, you know.
Why not?
Because there is so much things inside themselves. If you simply take a person from the street and you say, okay, now just have a seat and be with yourself. When you close your eyes, what he can be by himself. It's kind of madness of his life, of situation. The last movie he saw last night is all inside himself, and then this kind of many feelings about, you know, more you stay with yourself, more this chaotic of things of upset with your boss, upset with your wife, and then your kids and this, and there is a lot of like chaos. So it's not that sitting with yourself was possible, let's say hundreds and hundreds of years ago, when the life of a human being was much more simple. Nowadays our life is so intense, it's so complex, and we are so many times engaged with so many things that when we try to be with ourselves, there is an internal chaos. So basically with the active meditation, first we go to the layer of the chaos. We let the chaos move out, we let the madness move out, we let the anger with the upset feeling move out. Then when these layers of things are moved out, then you have a little bit more space.
Move out with our bodies, you mean?
Move out, yeah, first of all you need to move your body. Second, you need to move your emotion, your feelings. And third, you can come to a place where you can sit or stand with yourself and feel a little bit more, something more precious inside. It's very, what we carry as a human being is very subtle. And this is subtle is covered by so many layers, as I was saying, you know, of anger, upset, hurts, or chaos of information, of many things. So it's very, these refined things, it's very hard to feel it because of these so many layers.
Yeah.
So the activity is just to help to remove this external layer and to find a place inside yourself where you can be quiet and feel this sensitivity that is there. When you grab this sensitivity, then you understand that you're something else. You start to say, oh yes, I feel that, and this can be very powerful.
Yeah.
When you feel this sensitivity, then you feel much more fulfilled. People nowadays, they don't feel fulfilled, they feel very much restless. They do things and they're not happy to do these things. They do a job and they feel it's not their job. They do this and they feel it's not their things. You know, they change constantly, they are looking for, or maybe they are, you know, they are not happy what they have, you know, basically. But it's just a reflection, it's just a reflection of the people missing the inner space. Because when somebody has his own inner core, you are happy wherever you are.
Yeah.
You're really fulfilled wherever you are. You don't need to do extraordinary job, or you don't need to earn extraordinary money. You know, you're just happy. So basically people are looking for happiness through doing, where the real happiness happens by not doing.
This is big.
It's a big, huge.
Yeah, yeah.
Huge. So, and the non-doing happen to meditation.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about your workshops.
Yes.
The first one is called Fly, First Love Yourself.
Yes.
And can you talk a little bit about
Yes.
self-love? Because, you know, for
Yes.
me, self-love, when I came first,
Yes.
I thought, well, it's selfish. Why should I love myself?
Yes.
I should love
Yes.
other people.
Yes. First of all, it's one of the workshops I love the most, because I call it a laundry machine workshop. It clean, you know, we take a shower every day. We clean our clothes, yeah, every day or every 2 days, whatever, you know. And how we can clean our mind. That's a good point. Where is the laundry machine for our mind, you know? And why I say clean our mind, because we carry a lot of garbage. And the highest percentage of this garbage are beliefs that are against ourselves. beliefs that we think we are not good enough, or we are stupid, we are not intelligent, we are not beautiful, we are not powerful, we cannot change things, I'm not feeling victim of situation. We carry all this kind of different garbage. But the truth is that we didn't born with these beliefs. No, this is the byproduct of conditioning, of family, religion, school, society, all kind of things we grab around. Idealism, you know, we see a magazine with beautiful women and we think we are not. Idealism, we idealize things. So we carry all different kind of thoughts and beliefs, but they're not ours. They don't belong to us. So how clean them out and find that they are more true? So luckily with other friends and colleagues, we created this workshop many years ago, and it's become very powerful, and it's look like almost impossible. In 3.5 days you can do such a cleaning of your head, of your mind. Basically is taking out things that don't belong to you, and basically reveal to you things that always been yours. Your essence, your love, your joy, your power, your grounding are things that always belong to you, but you cannot access because of all this layer of different beliefs that you carry inside. So FLY, as acronymous, the first love yourself, is based on the very first step. When you start to know your essence, you cannot really be different from the fact to love yourself, because you can sense that you're such a beauty, you're such an incredible being, and the fact that you start to love yourself as a first step into life, it makes you love others in a much deeper way.
Yeah, definitely, that sounds... you also have a workshop called Primal.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about this one?
Yeah, Primal is another laundry machine. It's specifically direct to help people to feel again the wounds they had as a child, and around the wounds what kind of belief they build up. So it goes straight to the back to the childhood. So it's a strong process with a strong container where people are supported and helped to go deep inside themselves and to look what happened to their childhood. And with different kind of psychological tools, and of course with different active meditation, people are helped to release this kind of wounds. And I would say most of the time for the very first time, to forgive their parents and to love their parents.
Strong.
It's strong because you know, we love our parents, but if we've been hurt as a child, and all of us we've been hurt, we carry a certain layers where love cannot really pass through. So when we can remove this layer, then poof, the love overflow again towards our parents. And it's important that this happen because we come from them. So, and it's important we bring ourselves into the line with this love and with their intention that is always was honest in a way, you know. But of course, because they could not have a better, because they could not understand better, that's how the wounds come into between them and us. So to remove this wound and to let the flow again is a huge miracle that can happen, and this is the process about.
And also you have the opportunity to actually have this anger, but not in front of your parents, but in front of yourself, which makes it a little less frightening in a way.
Yes, you know, it's a funny thing because I've been hurt by my parents, and I went through a primal process and went to more intense process to release that pain. But even if I would go to my parents and say, you did this, that, and the other things to me, they would not remember. They would totally not remember. And for us, a perspective of as our child, it look even absurd. My God, you hurt me so much and you don't even remember? But here's the things. They don't remember, first of all, because for them there was no such a things. Second, because they are different people from what they were. They're no more that person. Yeah. So they forgot about the past. For us, that we were in childhood space, a child is very sensitive. So the imprinting is immediate to everything is around him. So if there is some energy that is strong and judgment put him down, he will stuck there. So the work is not about confronting directly our parents. It's basically confronting the negative imprinting parts that we carry inside ourselves. That's the work. So it's a work that the person has to do with himself, with this inner parent, inner mother, inner father, and better to say with the inner negative mother, with the inner negative father, because also we carry an inner positive father, inner positive mother. So the work is to confront that part and release out from our system, our body, our mind.
Can you talk a little bit about the connection between body and soul, because you use it a lot in your workshops? And
you know, the body and soul, yes. Let's say the body is the physical manifestation of your soul, and your soul is the essence manifestation of your body. So there is always a relation between them. So changing, let's say, something that happened to the body will also help you to reflect this inner change to yourself, and do a change into yourself is always reflecting to the body. So I always work into my workshop always with the body and a little bit like in the mind. And it's a little bit different in the current attitude of psychotherapy, psychology, where we put a lot of focus, let's say 80% into the mind and 20% into the body. I do just a little bit of the opposite. My focus is in the body, because we know the true releasing happens through the body. So if I have something in the mind, this is something in the mind is reflecting to the body. So I access through the body to change what happened to the mind.
this is amazing.
This is amazing, very powerful. It's basically, you do the work and you do forever. You don't need to repeat. It's not about knowing that you've been wounded, or knowing that you carry beliefs about I'm not good enough. No, it's not that things are going to change if you know it. I think I'm not good enough. Okay, now I'm thinking that I'm good enough. But if I carry these things, I'm not good enough, from where come from? What is the feelings behind these beliefs? What is the feeling? So I want to catch the feeling, because when I catch the feelings, then the beliefs doesn't have any more reason to exist. The beliefs take its energy from the feelings.
You go to the roots, actually.
I go to the roots.
Yeah.
So I'm not concerned so much about the beliefs. I'm concerned so much about the feeling that is behind. That is very near to the trauma work. The trauma work is concerned about what happened to what is the feeling of the wounds. Yeah. Here we look at there is a wounds, there is a feeling, but there is a beliefs that basically get energy from the feelings, from the wounds. So first step, I look at the beliefs, because I want to know what kind of beliefs you carry. And then the very second step, I look what is the feelings behind that beliefs. What is your body, where you feel in the body this feeling. If you feel you're not good enough, where is it in your body? Where is it?
Why is it in the body?
Because the body is reflecting this. You know, so when I ask this question, a person can say, okay, where do I feel that I'm not good enough? Or somebody can say, I feel in my heart. Somebody can say, I feel in my belly. Somebody saying, I can may feel in my chest, or in my face, or in my head. It can be different for everybody else. And that is, even the I'm not good enough is the same beliefs. It can link to different part of the body, because it can link to different feelings. So the work in a way is different. It's not the same beliefs. It means something for you, it means something else for me. Because you're not good enough, it can come from being slapped by your parent to the face, or made shame by somebody. So it's very connected here. Where my not good enough is more based on a teacher who told me that I was not good enough, and always discount my capacity and may feel here. My enthusiasm to life was discount, so I may feel here the feeling of no good enough.
Yeah.
You know, somebody can have in the back. I feel people have their own feelings even into the finger, even to the ears, even to the feet, in every place of the body. Because we are our body. We move with our body into life. We feel with our body, and we think.
Yeah, it's an individual feeling, an individual experience.
It is. It is. Totally.
Yeah. Wow.
It is.
All right. So now you have also a couples workshop. Can you talk a little bit about this one?
It's a workshop where couples, they start to bring awareness to all different kind of dimension they have between them. First of all, the way they communicate. Second, the way they feel each other. And third, the way they move the energy between them. So I have different layers, different dimensions, where in all these different dimensions we bring awareness to their connection. That's basically the workshop for couples, to bring a little bit more awareness to all the different connection that they have. So they have a way of mind connection where they communicate their thoughts, but they have a feeling connection where they communicate their feelings. Yeah, but they have an energy body connection where they communicate their energy. And of course, because they're a couple, as a woman or as a man, the kind of flowing energy is sexuality, is the way they feel pleasure because of their polarity. So it's also a process where they start to understand, okay, how I am a man in front of my partner, how I am a woman in front of my partner man. So the understanding of the different element of this polarity is also part of the workshop.
What kind of people can come to these workshops, to the 3 workshops that we're talking about right now?
Well, first of all, people who come are people, in a way, they are very healthy, paradoxically, you know. They feel their life is good, but they feel they want to have more understanding of what they are, what their life. They want to hack their potential, you know. So, and usually the people that come to my workshop are people who are coming because they're being recommended to come. It's very difficult. Sometimes you come a person with such a need, you know, of fuck it, I'm enough for carrying this life or carrying this belief that I'm not good enough. I want to really finish with that. So they may have that person, but usually a person come because somebody say, you have to go to this workshop, it changed my life. It changed my way I'm doing my work and doing my job. I changed the way I love my kids, I love my husband. Wow, I recommend you to do it. So that's why the kind of people who comes.
Do you need to have some kind of experience in order to get?
No necessarily, except the primal process. Because the primal is like, it's very intense work. So if people have a little bit more experience in this, it will be much better.
Okay. So now the last one, let's talk about the biggest workshop actually that you're leading internationally,
Yes.
the Path of Love.
Yes.
What can you say about this one?
Well, Pedro, you see, I was smile.
Yeah, green.
It's a process unusual to all the other process, you know, because people are, you know, if they do process of this kind, they're accustomed to a certain structure, where, you know, you come, you do physical work, you do an inquiry, you do a sharing. Let's say Path of Love, it's combine all of them and something more. So there is a place where you have a radical transformation because something is going deep to reveal to you that is you. It's not a process that is give you something. It's a process like the other process, but the Path of Love it does in a deeper way, where you unfold layers of conditioning, of mask, of personality, and strongly it reveals something that is so deep inside yourself that you are most amazed and shocked how you are so powerful, so lovable that you could never realize before.
Wow.
And what it does, basically, it creates in the path of love, you start to feel deeply other people. You have a strong feeling for what other people feel, you know. So it's a good process for therapists, for everyone who works with people, because you really increase your emotional intelligence on a very high level. But not only, doesn't do only this step. It uses this amplification of your feelings for other people feeling as a bridge to make you feel the existence.
Wow.
So you come out of the process and you can feel the trees, you can feel the sky, you can feel the ocean, you can feel the nature, you can feel the surrounding. And it's incredible how it's like you become so sensitive and perceptive, not only with people, but with whatever is around you. So it's a kind of it's very transformative, because for the first time you realize where I was living before, where I was before, if I could feel all this together, and why I didn't feel before, where I was, in which kind of tunnel or dark room I was. It's a big revelation.
Very awakening, it sounds.
Very awakening. It's very awakening. It's called it's an awakening process, because it's really awakening to yourself in confront with the existence. We are part of the existence, but we don't feel it. Many scripture, many religions, many mystics, they say we are the same of existence. Where? I'm here and the existence is there. You know? So, but there is a place inside yourself where there is this connection that is never broken. It can never be broken. You know? And so to touch this place, it makes you feel, first of all, make you feel that you can do everything. Second, it takes you away the fears of death, because you feel like this connection is not going to be lost, even if my body fade away. It gives you, it's not as a thought, it's not a belief, it's a substantial feeling inside yourself. For some people it can be very strong, some people can be very subtle, but everybody feel it. So it's a part of the process to replug you, to reconnect you with the existence. Very beautiful, very extraordinary. It changed my life when I did it 16 years ago. So I think I do what I'm doing now, and I travel over the world facilitating process, because it was the path of love that initiated this. I was a clinical psychologist. I was happy to work with people, individual session. And suddenly I did this process that brought me to the fact, where is my longing, what I'm longing for, what I'm here for. And I felt like, wow, I don't want to work only with Italians, I want to work with Germans. I want to work with the Israeli people. I want to understand who are these people, you know, they live in the Holy Land and who suffer what they suffered in the past, with the Egyptian, with the German, with the Holocaust, with who are those people, what they carry, what they are them. You know, who are the English people, who are the Americans? I want to understand the collective. Are their wounds different from my wounds, for the Italians? So this was my longing. I don't only work with a certain type of people. I want to work with all of them. Who are the Japanese? Who are the Chinese? What is the difference from a Japanese and a Chinese? What is different from a German and a French? And a Spanish and a Portuguese and a Brazilian, you know, and a Mexican? And my longing was to understand human being, and then it exploded in the path of love, and it making me realize this. After the path of love, all of this longing happened. It became reality. So in the last 15 years, I work all over the world with this, and now I know. You know, you talk to me who is a Mexican, I can tell you.
Really?
Who is Italian? Yes.
Wow.
Who is an Israeli person? Their conditioning. I can tell you. I can feel. I not tell you because it's here, because I felt it, because I spent time, because I work with them, I be with them, I love them, I cry with them, I fight with them, you know, with whatever the situation brought me, you know. So
in a very fragile time with them.
Yes, all in all kind of possible situations. So yes.
Where does it come from, the path of love?
It's a roots. It's a process. Let's say it happened in San Diego, in California. Used to be called a Miracle of Love, run by saved, enlightened therapists and then brought to India, to Osho in 1992, 3, and then there developed and refined until the point is now is one of well-known, powerful process that help people to change their life. So all over the world we do.
You mentioned Osho, and you use a lot of his work and a lot
Yes.
of his quotes. And can you
Yes.
talk a little bit about him?
Yes. Well, it's difficult to talk about him because it's such an inner. It's been a master, and it's been still been an incredible guide for me. I went through all kind of spiritual teacher mysticism, and all kind of traditional. I look into religion, I look into Buddhism, and so far. Osho is the one who inspired me the most and who helped me the most to move my ass in terms of be an identity ego and realize my true essence. So in that sense, he still kick, boom, boom, he still kick my ego and with the say, you're not that, you're something more. But to say something, to realize is something else. So it's saying doesn't do anything. Realizing into your flesh, into your blood, into your bones is something else. You know, feeling your ego and feeling you're something else is a big step for everybody because it means you can drop it, this, and move to something else. It means that you can no more identify with your wounds. You're no more identified with your personality, with your negative traits. You're something else. That's what is Osho for me. Somebody who kicked my ass.
That's a good way to put it. You're coming to Israel since 2006.
Probably 2005.
2005. And you have a really deep connection here in Israel. You have many friends. And
2004.
2004. Wow. Okay, so that's too long ago. Can you talk a little bit about, you spoke about the difference between people and
Yes.
all over the world.
Yes.
So.
Well, the first time I came here, I was coming to bring a therapist. So I have a colleague of mine, much older than me at the time, that she asked me, can you come with me to Israel? And it was the first time. I was very happy just to go to a place that I always dreamed to go. You know, unconsciously, I always felt I have some strong things with Israel, with the Holy Land, with the Judaism. I don't know. It's something is an unknown knowing for me. So I come with her. Actually, she asked me to come, not because she wanted to bring me to Israel, because she was scared to fly. So the reason was, it came later on. And the moment I arrived here, and I don't know what happened, I felt like I was home. And suddenly I was speaking with this organizer, with this therapist, and we were speaking about history. And suddenly she said, how come do you know all of this history about this country? And I was kind of myself, how do I know? I thought just for me also was a surprise. And probably my mind, in time when you study history, when you know event, it was collecting, and I was impressed and remember very well. So I was surprised also. She was surprised that I knew about all the kind of wars that happened from the independence time, and the very political situation by different prime minister. It was a surprise for me. So, and it's a mystery. And it's a mystery till today why I love this country, why I love these people. My best friends are from here, from Israel, and there is no one in my lineage that is a Jew. So there is no. It's so very unknown, you know. There's something I always like intelligent people, and I always like multicultural, you know. And I feel here there's a melting pot of humanity. People from all over the world are living here. People who are speaking all kind of possible language. So there is a little bit of Italy, there is a little bit of Spain, there is a little bit of Argentina, a little bit of Russia, there is a little bit of the world here. And I think when there is so many cross, people has much more intelligence to come, creativity to come, possibility to come, expansion to come. I don't know. I feel like it's a place of multi-possibility, in a way. So this always been for me Israel, where a place where I can really somehow expand my intelligence, my knowing, my connection. There's something unique for me here. That maybe even I say these things, but maybe it's not even that the truth. There is something even more that I cannot explain. You know, I go, for example, to Jerusalem, and I go to the holy place, the holy sepulchre, the Western Wall, and for me it doesn't matter where I go. For me, every place is a holy. Is a Christian, is a Jew, is Mohammed. I feel breathing something very unique here. There's something with the I don't know. I remember once I was after many times I came here was with the plane. The plane is always arrive from the sea, you know, and arrive, and it happened once, and I just saw the coastline of the Tel Aviv beach, and I see the land. I started to have tears rolling unknowingly on my cheek. It's like a tears of a love, of connection, of coming back home. So strange, and so.
How is it to work with Israel?
It's not easy. It's not easy compared to other type of culture. Well, first of all, people are on a very different level, very sophisticated in their head, in their mind, and that kind of sophistication bring also some resistance to feeling their body on a deeper level, to feel their heart on a deeper level. So it's sometimes it's really difficult to help them to bypass the very first layer of defense. Also, I do feel they carry deep, unconsciously, a layer where they need to defend themselves from outside. You know, the fear to be hurt, you know, the fear to be judged, you know, the fear to be taken advantage. That I think probably is based on history of people suffered this, you know, and that's what people carry. They carry some collective wounds. They're there, and when you have a wounds, you also have a protection around that wound. So I noticed many times. It's for me, it's not difficult because I have this deep connection with the people, with the culture. But I saw many times colleagues of mine where they don't have the kind of feeling and connection that they have. They struggle to work here. They struggle to understand their defense system, the particular defense system that people have here, and so they struggle to make them connect with themselves. Yeah. But the moment they connect with themselves, it's like pure diamonds, pure. The people carry such a depth in their soul, and the moment is this defense is open. This deep soul, collective soul, individual soul can emerge, and really, it's amazing what I saw coming out from people here. It's fulfilling me, you know, it's nourishing me. So that's why I'm here. I'm still coming to Israel after 16 years. I would say 15 years.
And you have workshops that are always full, and Israelis love you. This I know.
I love them, so yeah.
And you also speak a little words here and there in Hebrew.
מה נשמע, הכל בסדר. חג שמח, this is the time.
Right.
You know?
סבבה.
סבבה, טוב, you know. לא אמרתי כלום. לא אמרתי כלום. You know. I love to learn. Every time I come, I like to learn new words. You know.
You probably speak a lot of languages, huh?
I speak fluently, well, English, Italian, and Spanish, and I hear a little bit of Russian, and like to hear a little bit Portuguese, a little bit of Hebrew. No, I cannot really. I know words here and there, you know. But,
now, in your work, you're combining actually the Eastern psychology and the Western. Can you talk a little bit about this combination? Because usually people will go either to this or that.
Yes, you know, so psychology is based on Western culture, and it's very young science. It starts with Sigmund Freud, you know, the beginning of the last century. And that's where we are based. You know, our whole Western culture is based. But if we look at the history of humanity, it's not that we born yesterday. We are on this planet Earth for thousands and thousands of years. And humans, I believe, probably from the time of Netherlands, 500,000 a year ago, I guess the human being, what is the difference from human being and an animal? So the human being is free of choice, and that free of choice, you want to know, who is it? Who am I? That's a fundamental question. I think every human being walking the planet Earth with the sensitivity asks himself, who am I? What I'm doing here? It's not a question we ask just when Sigmund Freud brought up psychoanalysis. I guess this was a question we were asking before.
Yeah.
Philosophy was trying to answer before. Freud is given tools to figure out, but if we know in the East, more ancient culture was already answered this question, was already find tools to help people to answer this question. You know, not only in the East, but even into the other side. If we talk about culture like Azteci, Tolteci, Olmeci, there were people who were living with a clear tools to help other people to know themselves, to know what their life mission, to know what they're doing on this planet, to know what this planet is about, to know the star, the sky. They have this kind of understanding culture. So, and in fact, half of humanity still use this. You know, in Japan, people go to Zen master to know themselves. In India, they practice Buddhism, or they practice a different kind of meditation to come close to themselves. So there is kind of all different tradition. And this information is accessible, and the genius of Osho was to bring them out, collect them, show them, simplify them, and make available to be used. So nowadays in my workshop, I use a combination of psychological tools that I learned when I studied psychology and psychotherapy, and things that I also use to my own self-development, like meditation, active meditation, vipassana, inquiring into who am I, all different tools, or things that may use sometimes shamanism, you know, to free the body from negative emotion. There's some tools like a different kind of breath work process that you can help people to hack this negative emotion to release out of the body. So I use everything that works to help people to free themselves. That's my very first intention. Things that I use for myself, that were useful for myself. So I go to my experience, not to my books of learning. As well as psychologists, there are things that are very useful, things that are not. So I use the things that are useful.
So the things you teach actually are the things you already tried and experienced yourself.
Totally.
And you saw it worked, and then...
Only. Are things that first of all, they work on myself, and I see work on other people. So I'm always bring things they have the power of transformation, because I've been through this transformation, and because I saw people go through this transformation.
You also still do individual sessions, right?
Yeah, I do. Yes. I do and
either couples or
both.
individual?
Yes,
Yeah.
I work with the individual, with couples, and the work is reflecting very much what I do in the group. I always people to look at the mirror of the body, what the body tell you. You know, they're talking, but always bring back into the body is the grounding. The body is the truth of yourself. They always tell you the truth. Somebody can tell you something, but if your body feels something else, your body is your truth. So I go always from the body, start from the body. So my work individual session is more a trauma work where I help the people to release trauma or pain or situation, but through the body.
So, Sambhavo, there are many people who want to do this move, and you know, it's kind of scary to move out of your comfort zone. You say maybe it's not for me, maybe it is. Can you just say a few words about that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, everybody has his own comfort zone, and who are the people who come to do a process like that, knowing they are going to transform? Basically are people who are fed up with their comfort zone. They are into the comfort zone too long, and they are tired to have the same routine, to have the same things, to have the same mind chewing pattern, you know, to tell themselves the same story again and again and again. So they're tired about that. So they want something else. And because they feel there's something else, but they don't know how to open to this something else, that's there are people who are coming to the workshop.
Okay.
Of course, it's scary, you know, and what is the fear? Why people are afraid?
Maybe to look at something inside of you that you don't really
Nachon.
want to.
Nachon. So what you don't want to look inside yourself. You don't want to look that you have a madness. You don't want to look that you have anger. You don't want to look that you have a hurts, pain you carry.
Trauma, maybe.
Trauma. You want to look. You don't want to look to the pain you went through. But the truth is, the pain, the anger, the madness, whatever negative feeling you carry inside, they are there. You don't feel them because you don't bring awareness to them. So how they can damage you if you bring them back? Because they don't damage you now. You know. So if you feel you are tired to carry this weight, then it's good time to come, in spite of the fear. It's a little bit like this. It's more strong, the longing to have something else, or more strong the fear to keep going with the same things you're moving into life. So it's always, and of course people are in this edge. And this is one level of the fear. But there is another level of the fear, to know and to touch a place that you are much, much, much bigger what you think you are. So we carry a space inside of ourselves, and we know unconsciously that there is no separation from us and the existence we live. And this is very scary because we feel this existence is infinite. There's an infinite of possibility and infinite of power in a way. So we carry this potential, this potentiality, we carry this seed. And now I'm going to nourish this seed, what is going to grow out of my limited box that keep the seed inside, lock it. It's scary.
Yeah, this is
Totally
very powerful.
Very powerful, very scary. But also, what we need to lose. That's the question. What we need to lose. No, we think we are afraid to lose something. I'm afraid to lose my identity or my ego pattern. Well, the fundamental truth that one day you're going to lose your life. It's going to be end. And it's quite coming to know every day a friend, a relative, a father, a mother, they're losing their life. So we never really, and this is something really helped people to move out of their fear of changing. Think about one day you're going to die. Think about it. It's a fact. It's not a thought. It's substantial. Like it's substantial like the air you're breathing. You're going to die. Hopefully later as much as can be. Hopefully for you. But this is a fact. In 10 years, in 15 years, in 50 years, in 100 years, as long as possible, I wish for everybody to have a fulfilling life, as long as possible, and to live it and breathe this air and look at these trees and look at this sky as much as we can. But one day is going to come where you move into something else, where this identity in the body is going to end. What we are afraid of changing, where our fear of change is based on. If the most scary thing is our death.
This is amazing. Wow.
It is. It's make you into totally different perspective, because we have a fear of changing. We have a fear to encounter our madness. We have a fear to encounter our anger for things that happen to us. We have many fears. Fear is just constantly companion our life. But what the fear can be compared to our death? When you put them on the same level, you see the fears go down. The death is always stand up. And this is part of your life.
Yeah.
It's going to have, this is not really, this is more on your thoughts and more something, there's no substantial. When you try to grab your fear, you don't find anything. You say, well, let me catch my fear. What do you catch? It's air. It's a hot air. Nothing else. Yeah. You cannot catch it. But the death is there. Even if you cannot catch it, one day it catch you. So you are there. Every day we are dying a little bit. Every day passes, we are more close to our death. What is the time to wait for change in our life? What is the time to know that you are capable to love beyond any imagination? Because this is the real fulfilling. It's not about your career, it's not about how money you make. It's about, are you really love? Are you really love the people are close to you? Are you really express this love? That's why people are suffering when somebody else die, when some relative die. Many people go into tremendous pain. Why? Because they lose the capacity, the capability to love them. They never really tell them, I fucking love you, you're so important for me. And they really not tell them, express them. So the person die, that possibility is lost. My sister died 2 years ago. A sickness took her away, and I went through the pain, but because I have the time and the space and the capacity to express this love to my sister, I never felt to lose anybody. Compared to what happened to my mom and my dad, they're still very much in pain. Because I really opened my heart to my sister. I really told him how much it was important. And still, if I'm connecting with this space inside myself, this connection is not broken. This connection is there. I still feel there is a place from me and her where we are sharing this love. Even today, that I'm in the body, she's not. So, asking help to your death is the best way to overcome your fear.
This is beautiful what you said, because I just realized in a way what you're saying is the thing that we fear the most is death in a way, but what we should be afraid of is how we live right now and holding all these things and living like this. This is really, really strong to look at it this way. Yes,
it's very powerful change agent, our death.
Yeah.
It's the most powerful changing agent that we have, and it's ours. It's ours. We need to ask support to that.
Wow. Okay. So thank you so much for this amazing interview, for all this knowledge that you shared with us. And everyone that wants to see more of Sambhavo, of course, is welcome to look for his website here in Israel and of course all over the world. And if you watch this interview, you will get some kind of a discount, so don't forget to ask for that. So we'll see you in the next vlog. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Ciao.
Bye.